Hey, I got Kleenex on my lip. What's going on? Happy Saturday. Is this hair sticking out? I think I got a long hair. That's a long hair. I'm just a mess. I'm just a mess this morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1578. Now I can't unsee that freaking hair that's sticking out of my nose. Welcome. I have been dealing. This has nothing to do with the hair in my nose, but it does with the Kleenex on my lip. Allergies the last few days have been bugging me. I get my allergies are always bugging me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Allergies are always bugging me. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the weekend. It's class reunion weekend. 25 years. I'll be heading out of town later today. I'll probably take off around 3. I think I want to sneak in eBay Live today, but I'm not sure. Just depends on how much. I got a good clip of shipping done yesterday morning, and then I wanted to take a break to get some sorting done so I could do a Friday afternoon stream. Thank goodness I did a Friday stream. Holy mackerel. Crazy numbers on Friday afternoon. Made Thursday night look like a complete waste of time. So eBay Live was good yesterday. So might sneak in a weekend live this afternoon. We'll see. No Hobby Evolution tomorrow, and then I do plan on doing a live on Sunday night. Part of me thought, well, maybe I could hit a card shop or something just to get something. I don't think there's any card shows between here and there. But there is at least Freeport card shop I could stop. But I've got shipping by the time I think they close at like 3 or 4 on Saturdays. So it just won't fit into my schedule. So yeah, class reunion later today. I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of not. It's one of those things where once I get there, I'll be it'll be a blast, and I'll be like, oh, it was a lot of fun. So I think that's kind of usually I'm like super excited. I've always been super excited about class reunions, and for some reason I'm just not. I don't know. I think because I'm preoccupied with the eBay Live and just trying to get as many shows, and I'm losing a sourcing day. I'm losing at least 1 to possibly 2 streams. I was having a conversation with another eBay Live seller about this, where it's like we don't want to leave weekends because weekends are the biggest, and it's not just like, it's not like you can make it up. I mean, it's insane the difference in viewership and sales on a weekend on eBay Live. And I'm just, can I afford to give it up? Absolutely. Do I want to? Not really. Not really. So especially here early on as we get things going. So yeah, and speaking of my reunion, so I was watching the high school game last night. My alma mater won again. They've scored, I think they're averaging like 46, 47 points a game through the first 3 games. They won last night 48-8. They gave up the 1 score in garbage time at the end. It's kind of weird saying garbage time for high school kids, but it is what it is. So yeah, they looked awesome. Now they have played weak competition these first 3 games. And I think they play weak competition next week as well. It's kind of a weak conference this year. So it's one of those things where it's like, oh, they're really good, and they're just beating up on these lesser teams. And that when I was growing up, that's in the late 80s and early 90s. That's what we were. We would roll through the regular season either 9-0 or 8-1, win games 48-8 and 42-0, and then all of a sudden you get to the playoffs and you meet your match, and it's like, whoa, I thought we were really good, but when you're the big fish in a small pond, and then you go into the playoff ocean, it's a much different beast. So we'll see. I don't The first couple weeks in the Associated Press rankings, they had like one top 10 vote in each week. And then last week, I think they got like 3 votes. So we'll see. I don't know what the rest of the top 10 did. But again, it's their schedule. Like their schedule, if they were beating up top 10 teams or, legit teams, they'd probably be in consideration, probably be in the top 10 by now. But due to their competition, probably going to be a while until they beat somebody worthy. Cubs won. They've won 3 in a row now. So that was exciting. So yesterday, eBay Live, I did kind of a pop-up afternoon show. And I wanted to do lots, and I wanted to experiment. Like, I'll do a 30 lot show. I'll do 30 lots. And I spent the morning shipping, and then I had about a 90-minute, 2-hour window where I could get cards sorted. It actually helps in 2 ways. It helps me get cleaned up, pick up boxes in there, go through, and it's also helping my eBay live stream. So I did that. Watched the first episode of the Charlie Sheen documentary, which I missed like half of it. I missed like 40 minutes of it, which was really good. And it went through what I watched yesterday. And by the way, I talked about this yesterday. The Charlie Sheen documentary on Netflix, really good if you're into that sort of thing. Charlie Sheen, 80s movies, 90s movies. And it went through like his childhood and his early career, which is what I was like most interested in, because that's the stuff that I don't really know about. I know about his Tiger Blood and, his Heidi Fleiss thing and all that. So it was cool to watch the beginning of Charlie Sheen and the background on how the family, like when I first, I was a kid when Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez were, the biggest actor, 2 of the biggest actors in Hollywood. And I think they did a movie, they did a couple movies together, but they did the one where it was like Men at Work, and they were brothers. And that blew my mind. Like, cause I knew Emilio Estevez for movies. I knew Charlie Sheen for movies. And it just blew my 8-year-old mind, or however old I was, that these 2 guys were brothers. They don't have the same name. Like, how can they be brothers without the same name? So, and I guess from what they said in the documentary, Emilio Estevez wanted to carry on the family name because Martin Sheen, the dad, his name was Martin Estevez, but Martin Sheen was a rolled off the tongue. And Sheen, he took Sheen from Fulton Sheen. He was a big Catholic, so he went by Martin Sheen. So Emilio Estevez, it's like, and I can't remember if there was pushback by Martin, like he wanted him to be Sheen, but Emilio Sheen, Emilio Estevez. Emilio Estevez, it's a cool name. So he went by Emilio Estevez. And then when Charlie decided to go into acting, he's like Charlie, and he'd went by Charlie Estevez through high school. And he's like, I want to carry on the Sheen name. And so he chose Charlie Sheen, which sounds cooler than Charlie Estevez. Charlie Estevez sounds pretty cool. Emilio Estevez sounds a lot better than Emilio Sheen. Charlie Estevez, Charlie Sheen. I think they're both cool sounding, but he took Charlie Sheen. So anyway, I finished watching it. So I went into eBay Live, and I just got a voicemail. So anyway, so I did a live yesterday, and I wanted to do the lots, so I was sorting the cards out for lots. I don't know if this had anything to do. I don't know, and this is something you can't one show, one stream, you can't base a conclusion on. This is what caused this. I need to see multiple But what I did, and I've only done this maybe once or twice before, I send a newsletter to everybody in my eBay book. And it ended up being, God, how many? I mean, tens of thousands of people. The newsletter. So the annoying thing about eBay newsletters is if you want to send out just a basic newsletter, let's see. Can I see? I want to view this. So if you're running just a regular, hey, I'm going on eBay Live, you can only send it to your subscribers and followers. But if you send out like a coupon, you can send it out to like everybody who's ever purchased something for you, which is in the tens of thousands for me. I've got 6,200 some followers, but I have tens of thousands of here. Let me see if I can create it doesn't show the numbers of how many was sent out, but if I create a campaign, so you have to send out a coupon. Yes, a coupon, Dan, a coupon. So I can select recipients. So most recent buyers, which it shows approximate reach. So that's 565, nothing. Recent buyers within the last year, over 10,000 followers, 6,161. And then all subscribers, I have 104, which is random. So otherwise, if you just send out, hey, I'm going on eBay Live today, if you send it out to your followers and subscribers, it's, I would be sending it out to about 6,200. But if I send it out to all of my recent buyers, it's going to go out to, who knows, tens of thousands. So I created a coupon, 10% off for my eBay store. There's only 50 items in my eBay store, but it allows me to send, hey, I'm going on eBay Live today to everybody, to those tens of thousands of people. Now, that very well could have been why I had a steep increase in views, especially for a Friday afternoon. I think I ended up over 600 viewers on a Friday afternoon. I think my Thursday night prime time stream had 250. Now it could also be there were no other streams going on Friday afternoon. I'm sure there were a couple. It could have been it's Friday afternoon. People aren't, so. But I'm sure there were people that clicked on it from my newsletter. So we'll see. But and I had the lots were going for, I was happy with, because it was cards that were just sitting in boxes that, I probably for the most part wouldn't have wasted time selling them as singles. Maybe throw up here, you got Cal Ripken. Here's a Cal Ripken. So there's some of that. I did juice up some of the football because I bought all those cards at the card shop the other day. So, we're going to start it off with a Jaden Daniels rookie card. We're going to throw out a Caleb Williams rookie card. So I probably threw out 10, 15 of those that I, paid $1 for. So I had a huge pile of autographs that were in one of my eBay boxes. So that's always great. I can't believe how many autographs I had sitting in my Buy It Now store. So those are great for throwing into those lots. Like here's an 89 Upper Deck Bo Jackson. Here's a rookie auto of some no name. So went really well. In fact, my performance to date is now up. My sales year to date up 256%. So yesterday's sale really had a nice tick to it, uptick. I'm up over 23% in quantity sold. I've sold over 32,000 items this year on eBay. Average sales price is now up 100%. Nice little uptick in that yesterday because I was doing lots. So my average sales price was probably upwards of, probably in the $10 to $15 range, I would say. I don't know. Do I still have this open? I do. So I did 60 auctions, 50. So here's some of the sales per item: $59, $10, $9, $30, $25, $17, $26, $48. So maybe 10 to 15 is an underestimate. 13, 11, 34. That one only went for 5, 11, 15, 14, 16, 14, 17, 13, 5, 7, 6, 12, 14, 11, 16, 21, 56. So there you go. So a nice little boost. What else did I want to? Also I wanted to touch on another thing with eBay feedback. So now they've gone to automated feedback. Now my estimation, since and I leave automated feedback for my buyers. Generic positive feedback. Once they pay, they get a positive feedback, that's the way it should go anyway. There's no need to wait and hold positive feedback hostage to make sure the buyer's not going to be a moron. Fuck it. I've left positive feedback for a lot of fucking idiots on eBay. It is what it is. But it's like, how often do buyers leave feedback? Where's my screen? So how often do buyers leave feedback? And this is just me spitballing. I don't have numbers to back this up, but I was spitballing before I went to automated feedback. Maybe 25 to 30% were leaving positive feedback for me. Buyers were leaving feedback for me. And then once I went to automated feedback for my buyers, I feel there was an uptick, and I'm at 35 to 40% of my buyers leave positive feedback. Now we know. Now we're going to start knowing how many buyers leave positive feedback, because now it's automated. If your buyer doesn't leave positive feedback and it was delivered successfully, eBay is going to leave you a positive feedback. So now my numbers are going to be different because I'm selling to a lot fewer unique seller or a lot fewer unique buyers now because of eBay Live, where I'm not, doing 150 transactions a day to 125 unique buyers. I'm doing 150 transactions a day to 25. So it's insane. And I'd be curious on volume sellers that are listening to this. I'd be curious if you've tracked your feedback numbers to see where you're at right now with this new feedback and how much, and it gives us an idea of the percentages of people that were leaving feedback before. So I was recently, before this went into effect, so over the summer months, my last 30 days feedback was somewhere in the vicinity of 900 to 1200 every 30 days. Now, it was higher than that before. It was probably in the 13 to 1600 range when I was doing Buy It Now. But since eBay Live, it's hovered between 900 and 1200 positive feedbacks in the last 30 days. Right now, as of right now, my last 30 days, 2,465 positive feedbacks in the last 30 days. And that's with, doing more volume, but doing more volume with less buyers. My buyer pool is a lot smaller because I'm not doing the Buy It Now. So I'm curious what other volume sellers are seeing. Like, what are your last 30 days numbers compared to what they were 6 months ago, 3 months ago, etc. So that's always something I was intrigued. Plus, and you go to top rated seller, you go to topratedseller.com, which is completely inaccurate. It used to be completely accurate. Now it's not accurate at all. So I plug in my name, 1 million Cubs, and it says that my 30-day ratings are 992, which is completely wrong. It's, 2,465. So now, and it's like, my first inkling was like, oh, I'm going to really climb on the top rated seller list. No, because everybody else that's ahead of you is also going to see that increase. So unless you're actually increasing your sales, which I don't care. I care about the money now. I care about the bottom line, the dollars at the end of the day, which is more important to me than the feedback scores. Let's go to the chat. Red lights in the Crane. Good morning. He says, what the fuck? No show tomorrow. The only day I have off. Well, next Sunday. Maybe what's next Sunday? Oh no, I don't think I'll be on next Sunday either. Janesville Card Show, I believe, is next Sunday. So 2 Sundays off. Orlando, what's going on? Good morning. The Sofa King, great variety show with Mad Max. What is happening? Good morning. 608 Cody, good morning. Get out of the basement for a bit. That's a good idea. Hey, I did get out of the basement this week. Wednesday night, I went to Village Green. So, yep, getting out of the basement today. 100, he says. Gem City says, good morning. Anawan High School reunion day. Anthony Rizzo reunion day. What a day. What a day. You know, I was in attendance. It's like, it's synchronicity. It's kismet. I was in the stands. I was, I think, 5th row behind third base with my best friend that I also Anawan class of 2000. We were together at the game when Anthony Rizzo hit his very first home run as a Chicago Cub. It was his second career home run. He hit one with the Padres in 2000 at the end of 2011. And then his first Cubs home run, saw it with my very own eyes at Wrigley Field with my childhood best friend who I'll be hanging out with tonight at our class reunion. Dan says, hey, purchased 87 and 88 Sport Flicks on Sport Lots that I think will complete them. Next, it'll be 86 and 90. Gem City says, Hobby Evolution, the one where Bo spams everyone, right? So Lil Moonfry in her Kid 90 doc, which was a great documentary, said Sheen took her virginity. Interesting. TD Sports Cards, good morning, all you Saquon Barkley collectors. Florida baseball card dude in the house. Mark is here, and the chat is working. Mark said the chat was not working for him yesterday, but I'm curious if anybody else that's in here today had issues yesterday with the chat. Orlando, what's going on? Positive feedback is always appreciated. Absolutely. And I'm terrible at giving positive feedback as a buyer because I don't have it on. And I don't even know if you can automate. Well, you can't. Now eBay does it for me, so I don't have to worry about it. So now that completely takes, maybe that's why they're doing it, because there wasn't an option to have, as a buyer, leave automated positive feedback. Cooter is here. Good morning. So yeah, today I'm up late. I'm up late. I stayed up late. Was watching the game and then just kind of laying around, and then we had a thunderstorm roll in. Did not wake me up, but it woke Ernie up. And so when Ernie wakes up in the middle of the night, he thinks it's time to go potty. And it's like really loud thunder. And it's like, really, dude, come on. Can you please hold it in? He chose not to hold it in. So he went out, took a shit, 4:30 in the morning, pouring down rain, thunder and lightning. But he got his poop out. So then I just kind of was up for a while, fall asleep, up for a while, fall asleep. And I'm like, I better get up. It's like almost 9 o'clock. I better get my ass out of bed. Long day coming. So one of my concerns with the reunion tonight, it's at my buddy's house, who lives out in the country, and it's like, and Anawan surprisingly doesn't have much public transportation, if any. So I'm like, how in the hell am I? So I'm like, I guess I'll just drive straight, because my mom's out of town. So I'm like, I'll just drive straight there. And then it's like, so this is what kept me up last night. So I'm like, okay, so I'll drive straight there. Here's my plan. I'm going to leave at 3 or 3:30. It starts at 6. I want to be fashionably late. I hate being the first. It's that awkward, even though it's like you've known these people for 43 years. It's still like the awkward small talk until you get a few beers in you, and then it's like, I remember in 7th grade. So, and that's the problem. Once I'm in a few beers in, so it's like, okay, I drive straight there. It's like, and it's like, well, I'll ride with somebody back into town, but then I've got to go back on Sunday. I don't want to do that. Go back and get my car, and so I'm looking at like shuttle, like I'll just hire a shuttle service. Like I'll just get a shuttle service, and that way we all have. This should have been planned. Who planned this damn reunion? I didn't plan it. So I'm looking. Obviously, shuttle services. It kind of hard, difficult to book for Anawan, Illinois, as it is, and then the day before the event. So wasn't having much. That was actually one of the voicemails I got because I left my number, so they called me back. So I'm like, and it's expensive, and it's like because it's freaking Anawan, Illinois, the day before. So I'm looking pricing this stuff out, and I'm like, I wonder if Uber, like, I wonder how much an Uber is, because like, even though Anawan doesn't have like, maybe they do have an Uber driver, but they service like the other small towns in the area. So I'm like, I'm just gonna fuck it. I'm just gonna see if there's Uber in Anawan. So I look it up. Fuck, sure enough, I can schedule an Uber. So I scheduled an Uber. So I waited till this morning, but I scheduled an Uber to pick me up. Oh, was that a text or was that a voicemail? Oh, it's a text. Yeah. Paulie just texted me back about the shuttle. So like, fuck it. Uber's like $23.35. That's a lot cheaper than $1,500 for a freaking shuttle service. So yeah, got my Uber, and then I can like my buddy Scott. He's not a big drinker, so I'll just ride back with him. Although they might leave early. I might want to do karaoke or I don't know what's going on. So that's the plan. So no Hobby Evolution tomorrow. I hope to go live tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central for Sunday Night Singles. I might go on this afternoon. Might do a little quickie this afternoon just to get some sort of revenue in for the weekend, take advantage of the weekend. We'll see what the turnout is. So that's what I had for today. So thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Check out Car Dealer Pro. Get your 500 free scans. See at the bottom of the screen. Check out my eBay Live possibly today. I don't know. It's literally gonna be a pop-up show if I do one, because I'm not gonna because I do want to leave. I scheduled my Uber for I think 6:30. It's going to be about 2.5 hours to get there, 2.5 to 2:45. So I've got to leave here by 3:30 to be safe. 3:30, yeah, 3:30 at the latest. So yeah, I don't know. Sofa King says, I'd like to pick your brain about CDP and collects. Absolutely. If you have a question, if you can get a question typed out in the next 20 seconds, pick my brain. Otherwise, hold your, what do you call, or hold your peace, whatever it is. I don't know. All right. So like and subscribe. Maybe eBay Live today, but I slept in. It's already 10 o'clock, so I probably won't do an eBay Live because I've got to get stuff shipped. But if I do get everything shipped out, I'll pop in and maybe it might only be like 50 auctions today. You got it another time. Absolutely. All right. So like and subscribe, and we'll do this again on Monday morning. We'll review the Anawan High School Class of 2000 reunion on Monday morning. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you Monday.